Morning to all. I hope you are doing great. I am also good. Very warm welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Reena and I am so happy to have you here. In today's class, we are going to talk about Unit 3rd of Marketing Management, or you can say Marketing Research subject. And the code of this subject is MM-01. So these are the topics that we are going to discuss in today's class. First topic we have data collection. After that we have types and sources of secondary data. Next we have basic method of collecting data as well as different method of communication, tabulations. Apart from that we have analysis and interpretation of data. And lastly we have questionnaire planning and execution. In this video we are covering only these topics: data collection, types and sources of secondary data, basic method of collecting data. In the next video we are covering the other topics: different method of communication, tabulation, analysis and interpretation of data, questionnaire planning and execution. So let's understand one by one each topic. So first topic we have, what is data collection? So basically data collection means gathering information to help us find answers to a question or problem in our research. For example, if you are doing research on why women prefer herbal cosmetic, you need to collect data, or you can say you need to collect information from people and which brand they basically use, why they choose herbal, and what age group prefer it, etc. These are the information that as a researcher you want to collect to solve a particular problem. Next topic we have types of data. So basically we have two type of data. Firstly we have primary data as well as secondary data. So let's understand both one by one. So what is the primary data? Basically this is the original data you collect yourself directly from people, and it is fresh, collected for the first time for your research. For example, if you go to a beauty salon and ask customer to fill out a form about which brand of face cream they use, that's a primary data. Second, we have secondary data. This is already collected by someone else for a different purpose. You are just reusing it in your research. That is called secondary data. For example, if you read a report from the Ministry of Health or check statistics from a research journal on skincare, that is secondary data. Next topic we have sources of secondary data. So let's understand this topic with the help of example. So basically secondary data comes from two places. One is internal, which include inside an organization, and secondly we have external, which means outside sources are included in external. So these are the sources that included in internal sources. Internal sources, that means you are collecting the data within the organization. Firstly we have sales record. For example, monthly sales data of L'Oreal face cream. Second source we have customer complaint. For example, complaint report showing what problems user had with the product. Third source we have previous surveys. For example, a survey conducted by the same company last year. And the fourth source we have employee feedback. For example, staff opinion on which brand sell most. So these are the sources of internal sources, and you can say within the organization you can collect the data. Second, we have external sources. That means we are collecting the data outside from the organization. These are the sources. First source we have government report. These comes under the external sources. For example, census data showing population by age and gender. Next source we have newspaper and magazines. For example, it Times of India article on skincare trends. Third source we have internet websites. For example, information from website like statistic or WHO. Fourth source we have books, a book on consumer behavior in the cosmetic industry. Apart from that, we have research journal. For example, a published article on cosmetic use among college girls in India, as well as trade association. For example, report from FICCI or Cosmetic Export Promotion Council. Next, we have educational institutions. For example, university research paper and dissertations. So these are the different sources that comes under the external sources. Next topic we have basic methods of collecting primary data. So now let's look at how to collect primary data in research. First method we have observation method. Second we have interview method. And the third method we have questionnaire method. Fourth we have schedule method. And last method we have survey method. So let's understand each and every method one by one. So first method we have observation method, which means you watch people's behavior to collect data and no questions are asked in case of observation method. You just observe the people, how they behave, how they react, and also observe the gesture of the people at the time of observation. For example, you go to a store and observe how many people stop at the herbal skincare counter versus chemical based products. This is the example of observation method. Second method we have interview method. You talk to people directly and ask questions. It can be face to face, phone or online. For example, you interviewed 10 women aged 25 to 35 to ask what makes them trust a cosmetic brand. So these are the types of interview method. First we have structured as well as unstructured. Structured, which include a set of prepared questions, and in case of unstructured, this is free flowing talk. Random questions are asked in case of unstructured, but in case of structured there is a set of questions and you ask only that question to the customer. Third method we have questionnaire method. You give people a list of questions to answer. It can be physical form or online. You can also send your questionnaire through Google form, through email ID. For example, do you use herbal cosmetic? Yes or no? This is the part of questionnaire, and these are the questions that asked in the questionnaire. Second question we have, which brand do you prefer? And here you can ask the multiple choice questions, like you can ask L'Oreal and other brands name mention here, and the customer tick out of many one at that time. Next question we have, why do you prefer that brand? So at the time of answering this question, customer reply according to their experience. Next we have schedule method, like a questionnaire, but you can ask questions and write the answers yourself. Mostly used in rural areas where people cannot fill forms. For example, you visit homes in a village and ask women questions, writing down their answers. This is the example of schedule method. And next we have survey method. You ask the same set of questions to a large group of people. For example, a survey of 500 college students to find out how many prefer herbal skincare. And these are the tools used in survey method. First, we have online survey, which include the Google Forms as well as WhatsApp. Next tool we have telephonic survey, and apart from that we have email forms. How to choose the right method? If you want to do the research, then you can use a different method. So these are the things, these are the statement, you can select accordingly which method suits accordingly. Firstly, if you study the behavior without talking, then you can choose the observation method. If you want to get in-depth answers, then you go for interview method. If you reach many people easily, then you go for survey or questionnaire. If you want to get detailed answers from illiterate people, then you go for schedule method. And if you use ready data for quick analysis, then you go for secondary data from books, reports and websites. So according to your convenience, you can use the method, different method. What kind of data that you want as a researcher, so you can choose different method accordingly. This is the quick summary table of all the topics that we already discussed in this video. First topic we have data collection, that means collecting information for research. For example, asking women about skincare preferences. Apart from that, we have primary data, that means fresh data you collect yourself. For example, survey you conduct in a mall. Secondary data, that means already existing data. For example, government skincare report. And after that, we have internal secondary sources, data from inside a company. For example, sales report, old surveys, that comes under the internal secondary source. After that, we have external secondary source, that means data from outside. For example, books, website, journal and news. Next method we have observation, that means watching people without asking any question. You just observe the people, you observe the gesture of the people. For example, how many pick herbal versus chemical cosmetics in a store. Next topic we have questionnaire, that means written or online form. For example, Google form on skincare habits. Next topic we have interview, that means asking people questions directly. For example, face-to-face talk with 10 women. Next we have schedule, that means asking questions and filling the answers yourself. For example, talking to villagers. And last topic we have survey, that means asking many people the same questions. For example, 500 people survey on product preferences. So this is all about for the today's class. Thank you so much. If you like this video, then do like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Keep learning, keep growing. Bye bye. Take care. Have a nice day.